As you know, it's Marvel Contest of Champions news time, so we're going to delve into the stories. Let's roll the intro. So it's time to kick off the week with the Marvel Contest of Champions news. We've got stuff from Arena. There's a news story that's just broke about the Avengers event. The fact that people are getting some stupid amount of points, and it hasn't been a kind of thorough kind of input of this particular event. But, well, it seems to be a regular thing nowadays with anything that goes into the game. It either bugs out completely or is just, okay, it works, okay, it doesn't work. It's those two kind of topics, but we've got as well so many other things to talk about. Let's jump into the news stories. So let's begin with Avengers use. Now, first of all, a lot of people are going like, well, what constitutes an Avenger? There is a list for this. It would be nice, and a lot of people are saying that if Kabam put in that particular level of detail so that people understood what they were using. But you know, there are things you can pick up in order to understand who is an Avenger and who is not. So we've got Ant-Man, we've got Black Panther Civil War, we've got Black Widow, we've got Captain America Infinity War, we've got Falcon, we have got Hawkeye, we have got Hulk Ragnarok, we have got Hulk Buster, we've got Iron Man Infinity War, Scarlet Witch, we've got Standard Thor, Thor Ragnarok. No, I repeated the wrong one there. Hulk Ragnarok. I think I said Thor Ragnarok by mistake. But Vision, as well as Vision Age of Ultron. Well, you think there's a problem with this event, and I haven't really kind of said what. Well, people are putting in stupid amounts of points. I think you can fart, literally fart, and find yourself putting in a lot of points into this event. How? I do not know. There's lots of posts in the forum of saying people have done incredible amounts. There was even one thing, and I don't know if any of these have been photoshopped in any kind of way as a joke or as a meme, but it seems to be that you can grind out these more extensively than you would do a standard event, and I don't know whether or not this is a bug. It has been listed and merged as a bug with no response from Kabam on the subject. So if you want to get to the end of your milestones, your peak milestones, and kind of shoot for better points, then have at it with Avengers use currently. However, this just in that it has been altered, so it has been restarted. So whether or not the points that you can get has been lowered down, I do not know, and whether or not it being restarted has meant that those have grinded out extensive amounts of points based on the bug have now suffered and not had that, then that would be interesting to find out. Either way, there's no response from Kabam Mike, just this thing about it being restarted and no kind of clarification about the points grinding issue. Our next story, and this is kind of odd to see a post like this being kind of rejuvenated and resurrected, but it looks like this has happened. So May 28th, for the Carnage Buffed 2018. I think we may have covered this in Marvel Contest of Champions news, but 2 months later, it has now been given a little bit of a bump, with the popularity in July really kind of spearheading, hopefully, a kind of a little stir to get a little buff for Carnage. Many have noted a bumping for this particular forum post, and I really would like to say that, you know, I really commend these people for kind of getting in and going, right, well, we really want to see a buff to Carnage. As we all know, back a while ago we heard that when Carnage was going to be introduced, before he was put into the game and he was designed, and they were pretty like happy with him, they made him too OP, which is a bit disappointing because he didn't go on the record about it. This was strictly off the record. And, you know, I'm annoyed because I would have liked to have seen Carnage being a lot stronger, and I think a lot of the player base would have liked to have seen that. So it is disappointing from whoever had the final say that Carnage was not going to get the level of strength that we were expecting as players. And if you have a suggestion on like how to make a stronger Carnage or a better Carnage, then go to the forum post in the description and have your say. So as we know, the overheating for iOS has been and gone. I'm so glad that's been sorted out. I can get back to grinding the game and doing longer live streams and not worrying that my phone might explode. However though, and I was talking about the Android side of things during that time period, because the lovely people that play on Android as well and part of this community are affected still by the 19.0 overheating issues. Many users are taking to the forum to kind of voice their concerns about the fact that nothing has really been done since 19.0 to help those that are playing on Android devices. Some players posting some information that again is just highlighting the point that a device is being overly churned up with battery use and as a result is overheating the device. Kabam Spice, I know, I'm looking at like Kabam Spice. Where are they from? Asia? I don't know. Kabam Spice. Oh, God. All these names. But Kabam Spice responded to this and basically said that they are looking into it. I can imagine that they did indeed look at the iOS thing first before they kind of looked at anything like Android build. But I don't know if that's the case. I mean, that's just me speculating over the subject. But the main thing is that they need to look into this. There needs to be a little bit more progress for Android users when it comes to getting the community, all the community, back playing the game with no issues or kind of fear that their phones are going to overheat. I think this is probably going to be a wait until the next build, which is going to be next week for the next update, in order to get all players back working fine. Oh, it's been a scary couple to 3 weeks of the game's stability. Next up, I'm quickly kind of highlighting this. So this is an image of an upper deck kind of crystal, an ultimate crystal. Now, if you're not familiar with this, the kind of game called Battle Realm, Marvel Contest Champions Battle Realm, I'm still on the fence whether or not I'm going to get it or not, because it is like a cardy strategy game thing. I don't know. I probably will end up getting it to then play it, but I'm not too interested with this. So if you're not familiar with what this is to do with a Marvel insider code that you get from buying the Battle Realm game, and you don't really get anything too substantial from it. Some players have noted that maybe it's not so great, and maybe you're right. I don't know if Kabam had any ear in a word in the ear of the people that were developing the strategy game. I just difficult to kind of like get an idea from that, and you know what you get as a Marvel Insider code isn't too substantial. So if you were thinking about getting the Battle Realm game, which I think costs quite a bit, to then get this particular bundle, well, it's completely up to you. If you're in it for getting the game, then that's good. If you're in it in order to get this, I probably wouldn't say that's a good idea. People have got trash from it. We seem to be doing a lot of resurrecting of old forum posts. And there's good reason, because a lot of this stuff is getting more traction now in July than it was back in March, respectively. Obviously, the other one, which was, like again, start of the year, about the Carnage buff. But yes, this one is all focused on this kind of data. That, and again, like I don't know whether or not to take this too seriously, because there will be a divided opinion on this. But to give you any kind of perspective on the subject, it's all about feeling that champions are enduring, especially enemy AI, enduring a lot more. And that is all based on the 1%. And I know what people will probably say to that. Right, well, if you get a champion, enemy champion, down to 1%, then you need to finish them off, of course. But to some players, they feel that that 1% is hanging on a bit too frequently, a bit too much. So say you'll be fighting away, and you find that even your assassinate is still keeping them on 1%, or maybe that assassinate doesn't feel too powerful, and as a result is not wiping out that enemy and leaving them alive a lot more times for some sort of reason. Back on May 23rd, I really cannot. What's it with stupid Kabam names? Kabam Bacon. Kabam Bacon. That. Kabam Spice and Kabam Bacon. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Kabam Bacon back in May said he was looking into this, or she was looking into this. I don't know. Just can't tell. Anyway, so they were looking into this, and they were going to then look a bit more deeper. It could take a long time to answer the question, and so far there hasn't been any kind of great response. But this kind of forum post went a little bit kind of flat, and nothing happened for a little while. Flash forward to July 20th, when things start getting a little bit more traction and people start engaging in this conversation again, and feeling that they're a little bit sour about the fact that, hey, champions seem to be on 1% a lot more. The discussion even goes far as to say, well, what if this is an interaction thing with things like deep wounds and things with assassinate? And it's difficult, again, to kind of give a thorough answer to this, because what people may feel is not working so well, and others may be feeling that it's absolutely fine. However, though, we have had a very rushed patch update, and I have myself found issues with the way that the AI has been interacting, especially with intercepts and a few other kind of like micro things that are frustrating me about general playing that used to be a lot more smoother. If you feel that this is an issue, then get over to this forum post and have your say on the subject, especially because we need to see if we can get an answer from Kabam on the subject. If they answered about a couple of months ago, then has anything changed? Could they give us a bit of a report? So that would be really cool. If you want to go over, links in the description. Next up, and I'm going to do a little bit of self-promotion. Ugh, I cannot stand seeing myself most of the time. I have to edit myself. I have to look in the mirror most of the time. It's an unpleasant sight. But if you do enjoy videos about comic book history, as well as talking about abilities of certain characters, then this video about Korg, about Heimdall, and about Red Skull from the comic book source material, from what we know that's in the game files to the point of what's going to happen when he's released. If you're interested in all that stuff, then go to the link in the description for this video, where I look at everything about what to expect when these 3 champions are going to be added into Marvel Contest of Champions. For people that are diehard fans of the channel, you'll probably enjoy this because I talk about comic book history in a usual kind of way, and yeah, it's just a bit of fun. So if you enjoyed it, go and watch it again. Why not? Next up, and it's arena results time, and let's have a look at what we got. So we got Ghost at 5-star going for 43 million, which was kind of expected-ish. It's a new 5-star, not an amazing 5-star champion. Like not an amazing champion to going to be put in. The next thing is that the 4-star version went for 9 mil, which is pretty darn low. I don't really know what to say. I'm really surprised that it went for 9 mil. That's, I think, one of the lowest new champions that have been brought in at 4-star, and it really shows how what people are doing, how they want to grind out at the moment. And then finally, we've got Void going for 3.3 mil. In the midweek, however, I feel that the 5-star version will probably go for a flat about 40 mil. It's going to be something around there. I don't think the champion is as popular to kind of go for. Maybe people are just going, okay, I've got it once. Do I want to bother doing it again? Am I interested? No. The hype for the champion isn't there as much as maybe I thought. The next thing is the 4-star version. Probably, I think the people are going to go a little bit high. They're going to go, well, not high, but they're going to go for about 10 mil this time. So expect highs of 10 mil. Maybe it's a case that the champion will go for 8 mil, but I think 10 mil maybe to be safe. Based on that 9 mil low score, I think people might want to kind of go in for it. And as well, when it comes to Void going for 3.3 mil. I think popularity-wise, you could see him going for a flat 3 mil, but I think same again, 3.3 mil, maybe 3.4 mil to be safe. And if you want to be really safe, then put in about 3.5 mil to secure Void. Good champion. I think a lot of players are interested. Usually popular as a basic when it goes for about 3.3, 3.4 mil, and even 3.5. But yeah, that seems to be the case with this. You're really surprised about Ghost. But anyway, we move on. And I'm hoping to find out what we've got in on Thursday. So hopefully I can give some predictions then. So that's been your Marvel Contest of Champions news for the 23rd of July 2018. Hopefully you have a lovely week, whatever you're doing. Make sure to go to the links in the description and kind of get engaged with some of the stuff that we've talked about. As well, if you want to follow the channel, hit the subscribe button. As well, if you want to give props to the channel, then hit the like button for this video. Make sure you hit notifications on so you see my videos when they pop up, including the news. Make sure to catch a live stream at 2200 hours GMT, Monday through to Friday. And as always, I shall catch you on the flip side. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.